Oh, I'm excited to talk about the murals. I don't know that much about them, though.
Oh, really?
LeMaire did go to the Art Institute of Philadelphia.
I did go to the Art Institute of Philadelphia.
Did you really? You know,
Yeah.
Kurt also went there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
no.
that's funny. Okay.
Alumnus.
Very cool.
We both went to a scam.
Which, what did you major in?
Web design, interactive media.
Okay, there's at least one in here that's going to be an interactive media art piece.
Nice.
So that's cool. All right. Were you into art before you got in?
No.
Okay, so it was a full scam for you. Okay.
Yeah, it was full scam.
Isn't it now like shut down too?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're all gone,
And
right?
yeah, Joe Biden canceled our student loans.
Yeah, I remember that.
Did he really?
Yeah.
You and
Forgave
everyone
them.
who went to like DeVry and
Specifically the Art Institute of Philadelphia.
He forgave you.
Yeah.
You've been
Well,
forgiven.
yeah, I think to be honest, a lot of art degrees are scams.
Yeah.
I mean, I am happy
you
I
have
have a
one?
degree in
Oh.
art. I do, but mine's from a state school, so it's not
Yeah.
like I'm not unhappy that
yeah.
I got it, but
You're an institutionalized artist.
I am. Yeah, but now I'm podcasting, so I don't know what that means.
That's the next step, right?
That's not art, that's for sure.
That's it. Well, hi, welcome to the Bad Art Show with me, Jenna Sparrow. Do you guys know which cameras are yours?
Yeah?
Okay, cool. Good deal. I'm here with my friends, Shawn Gardini and LeMaire Lee.
Hey,
Hello.
thank you
Hi.
for having us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited to talk about this topic because I've been to Philly and
Yeah.
I've seen the murals, but I had never actually looked into why they were there, any of the artists, anything like that. So,
Me too.
Yeah.
We both lived there for a while. I know
Yeah.
I don't know anything
I like
about
the
them.
big Will Smith mural they had.
Yeah, that's the only
That
one
was
I
a
know
good one.
about too.
the big Will Smith
They
mural.
have
But
one
it's,
of Will Smith, yeah.
In West Philadelphia.
did you? We're going to get to that one. Okay. That's a great way to open this.
All I know about them is that they have tours of them.
Yeah.
And people go on buses and look at all of them or
Yeah.
whatever.
Well, now since I've done this project and researched it, I think next time I'm in Philly, I'm going to do that because there's 4,000 murals.
Yeah,
No.
that's what they
Across
say.
Philly?
There's so many.
There's so many.
That's so much more than I thought
Are you
it
sure
would be.
some of it isn't just graffiti?
That's what I told my mom. My mom came here, and you know that a mural, well, it's like supposed to be a mural, but it's on the side of the coffee shop, and it just says, I love you.
We're going to do that one. Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
hate that one.
I
And
hate
that's here. And my mom was like, we have to go see this mural while she came and visited me. And I was like, we used to live by so many
Yeah.
way nicer murals. This is
Yeah.
just script writing on a
It's just not,
concrete wall.
it's not dangerous in Austin, though.
Yeah, true.
That's really funny. Like, we don't have to go see it. It's all over the country. You
Yeah.
can find any train car has.
Yeah.
It's
it
kind
really
of weird that they
bothered me.
put murals in the hood. Like, you know?
Yeah. Something nice to look at.
Yeah.
I get it.
Well, we're going to talk about, so I already said 4,000, so we'll.
Oh, am I in that picture? No.
Little LeMaire.
So we're going to talk about why this project was started. This is the beginning of it. So de-industrialization. So in the 1920s, a massive decline in infrastructure collapse in Philadelphia and job loss. So the poverty rate hit 15.4%, specifically youth unemployment, which sounds funny because like kids having jobs.
Yeah.
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 But that is a thing.
They
And
used to have
especially back
jobs.
then.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, these kids, they can't find jobs. They have nothing to do. They have no money. So they turned to graffiti and it got insanely bad. They say by 1970, there were 200 plus gangs in Philadelphia specifically with different tags. So every building was covered. The train transit system, SEPTA. Did you guys ever take the train system?
Yeah, all the time.
Except the
yeah.
freaking sucks.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I knew that was that's like almost every city. Their public transit's like trash, but
Yeah.
Yeah, but Austin doesn't have any, so
There's like, they got the
Well, we
Cat
have a
Metro.
train.
The Cat Metro.
yeah.
yeah, but
Yeah.
I don't know anyone. Have you ever taken that?
No.
Monterey looked it up once, and I think in order to get from like, because we live right next to one of the stations,
Yeah.
in order to get from us to like the north side, it was going to take like an hour and a half
Yeah,
or
that's
something.
crazy.
And it's like that's like a 15-minute drive.
Yeah.
Like, that's
I was like, how
wild
many stops? Yeah.
because it moves really slow. I live by it, so I know it's like a slow-moving
Is my
train.
dad
So
in that picture?
That's a dumb train.
yeah, so let's see. In 1979 alone, the city had 45 gang-related and 267 injuries. So I guess a lot of people were like,
nothing on Southside Chicago today.
I was thinking like, that's a lot of people missing. If you only have 45, that's like hitting arms and stuff.
Yeah, man.
Weak. I'm from Jacksonville. I say weak.
I was going to ask about Cornbread, but then I saw the little blurb.
There we go. Yeah, Cornbread. So he's one of the original ones. I wrote about him on here, right?
Why'd he retire?
I think that was a movement that he was just writing that all over the place that he was retiring. I'm not sure if he really was, but
that's a good marketing scheme.
Yeah, I like that, right? So then you're like, oh, no more Cornbread, and then you see another one. So his name's Daryl McCrae. He was one of the original tag artists that started in Philadelphia, and he would do it on stop signs and stuff like that. So now you can buy original Cornbread pieces that are like 1970s, like traffic signs and things that are tagged. Yeah,
I want to get some Cornbread.
They're not that expensive. I looked them up, and they're like
just a stop sign, a Cornbread stop sign.
They're like hundreds to like a couple of thousands.
Okay.
So not crazy. For art, I would say that's not crazy expensive.
Yeah, but for video games, that's expensive as fuck.
Yeah.
Is that the only art you collect?
Yeah, that's a lot of video games.
That's so many video games.
One Cornbread is what, like?
It's a console, dude. It's
yeah,
like
that's
two
like
consoles.
2 consoles. Yeah, that's like almost 2 Switch 2s.
Yeah.
That's how we should measure all money from now on. How many consoles does it cost?
Is this around? Do you remember when they firebombed that neighborhood?
The Move. Yeah.
When did they do that? Is this coincide?
I think it was like late 70s.
Okay.
Did you ever hear about that when they firebombed a black neighborhood in Philadelphia and like whenever I guess this was around?
No, I know the Tulsa one, but I don't know about the Philadelphia one.
I don't know enough about it. I just know it happened.
Yeah, they started to have a Black Panther.
Oh, who was that mayor too? The Rizzo, right?
Rizzo, Frank
yeah.
Rizzo,
Wait, I think we are going to talk about that now since I think about it. Okay, I didn't know that was, I guess they did firebomb it. Okay. Yeah, we'll get into that then because he's a very controversial figure.
Yeah,
so
but like to be fair to the cops, you got all those weapons. You got to try them out.
Yeah. They were just following orders.
The worst contrarian argument I've ever heard. You got to test them on someone. Look, you know?
What, are they just supposed to collect dust all day? What are all these bombs just supposed to sit around?
Yeah, we got 5 more years on these fire bombs. We need to use them.
Yeah, taxpayer money.
This firebomb costs 2 Cornbreads.
Well, at this time, Mayor Wilson Good or Goody, I don't know which way he pronounces that, but he started the Philadelphia Anti-Graffiti Network, PAGNA, P-A-G-N, in 1984. And so that's them in the middle of the guys that are like lined up behind the podium. So they were like community leaders who were anti-graffiti, and they would go out and do that where they would paint over all the tags. So
the graffiti does suck like visually.
Yeah.
You know, like when you want to live in a nice town.
Especially when it just like single script tags.
Yeah, Cornbread has retired.
Sorry, Cornbread, we're hating on you right now. Yeah, it's not fun. Well, so this is when they started the Mural Arts program. So this is going to be in 1986. I think it was officially started, but it kind of had the movement beginning the anti-graffiti thing in 1984. So they saw this as a way to take neglected areas and kind of renew them and make people want to go to those places. So they would use, at-risk youth and find positive alternatives to them joining gangs. So they would be like, hey, you can go tag this building, but professionally. Yeah, how about that?
Make it beautiful.
Yeah, make it pretty. So beautification and healing, emotional expression.
I think that's near the old neighborhood, dude.
The one you live by?
The one on the bottom right?
I seen the people. I've seen that one before, and the people one.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever seen that one before.
Wait, what's that people guy called? I forget.
Keith Haring. Yeah, so We the Youth, that is his from 1987. So that one he specifically, because he was a tag artist from New York
Point
originally.
Breeze is my neighborhood. Oh, that's near Drew Montana's house.
All right, well, don't tell everybody.
I was just thinking that. He lives right there. So he got a bunch of local kids that were tagging anyways, and he got them together to commission them to do his piece, which is that one, We the Youth.
The people guy.
Yeah. Ana Urabi, I think is how you say that, the Colombian one. Is that the one you were saying looked familiar to you in the bottom right?
Yeah, that one. That one looks familiar, and the top left one looks familiar.
Step me at the top of the Bottom right one.
Yeah, Dr. J. I thought when you guys were saying the Will Smith one, I thought you were getting this one confused because this
No.
one's a famous one
Yeah.
in West Philadelphia, right? The
Yeah.
Dr. J one. I've seen that one before. It's kind of cool because you turn a corner and he's like towering.
Yeah.
You know, so that's Julius Irving in a suit. So it symbolizes leadership and movement as a person in the community.
I gotta
not
be
just
honest, they should have had him slam dunking.
Yeah, they
The slam
definitely
dunk
should
moral
have
would
had
have
him
been
slam
so
dunking.
sick.
They
That would
wanted
have
to
been
make
so
it.
much more empowering.
They wanted to make it not bawling, but like community leader, you know.
Yeah.
But it does kind of look like he's just looking down on everyone, like
Yeah.
I'm your father now. You know.
Yeah.
What are you doing living in this shitty ass
Yeah.
neighborhood?
Pull up your pants.
Yeah, and if I remember correctly, that isn't the best neighborhood that one's
No.
painted in. So that's interesting. But it is cool. To me, that one's the coolest
It looks
because
like Alphabet City.
it's the most like intense with the shadow, you know?
Yeah.
They're all really pretty.
Yeah, Common Threads is the one on the bottom right. So classical figures with local teens. So she paints local teens, but in classical attire.
Yeah.
I like that one a lot. So yeah, I don't know. These are all pretty cool.
Yeah.
I have a favorite one.
Out of
but I
these?
don't want no, just in general.
Oh, we'll see if we go over it then.
Okay.
Well, Jane Golden, she's the first artist that they picked to start this program. So that's her kind of in the upper right with the curly dark hair.
Yeah.
She had already done a project, I think, in Santa Monica, California at that point that was a big mural. And so they brought her out to Philly and they were like, hey, here's all these teens who like to paint stuff. Have them go do it for good.
Send them wild.
Yeah. Which I think that every major city should have this program.
It's like a mural arts.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, because there's people who are going to do graffiti whether you want
Yeah.
them to or not. So like pay them, make it good.
Yeah.
You know?
And it's, yeah. Yeah. And it can't help to have the neighborhood expressing the neighborhood's feelings in art.
Yeah, of course. It's going to come out some way.
Yeah.
Right? So yeah, I don't know. I think all of these are pretty awesome.
I don't know. There's a lot of blood splatter on those walls now, though, still.
They got repainted in a different way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fair warning, this one's kind of intense because this is going on YouTube. So this is going to be going into the mural renaissance, which is the 1990s to 2000s. So the first few murals that they did were very popular. So they received a lot more funding after that. So now they could really go wild with it. But at the same time, they were still having a problem in Philly with high crime and population loss,
Yeah.
people moving out of the city. So there was a lot of abandoned buildings and things like that. So they wanted to encourage tourists to come in these areas, but these areas were kind of deemed dangerous. So
Yeah.
how do you work that in, right? So this is Sunflowers, a tribute to Amy Willard. Have you guys ever heard of this piece before?
No.
Okay, this is pretty intense. So she was a 22-year-old lacrosse and soccer player from George Mason University. Is that how it's said?
Or Mason.
George Mason University. But she's originally from Brookhaven. You look very enlightened
Bow,
with
bow,
the.
bow.
It's weird hearing something like that and the bombing thing coming from someone with a crystal on their forehead.
I didn't tell
there's
you.
Frank Rizzo.
This crystal gives me the power of racism.
Oh, good.
I didn't say.
How's it feel?
I feel very powerful.
Oh, good.
I've been telling you, it feels good.
You're gonna need it in this next slide.
kidding.
We're
I'm
gonna
just
need, we're gonna need a real nuanced opinion
Wait,
on this
was,
one.
Was Move wasn't in the 90s. Or not Move. Yeah, Move wasn't in the 90s.
What's
There
Move?
It was earlier. That's the bombing.
The 70s. It was in the 70s.
It was in the 70s.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see. He joins the police force and Frank Rizzo. I should have said that into the
Yeah.
camera. So yeah, he joins the police force in 1943. See times. Okay, and became a commissioner in 1967.
But like, look, to be fair to Frank Rizzo, it takes a lot of hard work to become police commissioner, and he did it.
I mean, what do you have to kick other people down to get up? Like, what's it's probably what it takes, right?
Yeah, he probably stabbed all of his friends in the back.
Yeah.
Well, I will say with this next part I'm about to read, I'm sure he did this to people he knew too. So gain notoriety for aggressive and racially targeting policing, especially the 1907 Black Panthers raid. Is that the one that you guys were referring to?
No, I think it's like called the Move bombing.
It's called, yeah, but
Okay.
it did happen in the 70s, and it was a aggressively racially targeted policing.
So maybe this was the beginning of it, and then it snowballed into that. So he did 2 terms as mayor, which means people elected him again, if you believe elections are real.
That's why I think it was in 76.
Okay. Yeah. Right in the middle of his terms.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to get some
Justin might be
favor,
looking it up right now, the move.
85.
Oh, okay. So it's after him then.
Brother.
Yeah, so they kept his legacy alive?
Bummer.
My brother works across the street from there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he gets to look at that mural. Well, he did. He doesn't get to look at it anymore. It's not there anymore.
Yeah, I was about to say. So the mural that was there for many years is now gone. It was originally painted in 1995 by the Italian market. And it looks like in June 2022, George Floyd, they took that down.
Yeah, it's funny for all the Italian guys to be like, I mean, he's doing a good job.
I know. When I looked it up, there's tons of people like, he just has a tough on crime agenda.
He's the greatest guy around.
It is very mob-like, right? Mm-hmm. Cover up the crimes. So multiple civil rights lawsuits against him, opposing public housing in white areas. Fascinating. I didn't even know you could do that. Yeah, they say he had law and order leadership, but critics obviously said that racism and police brutality were kind of the markers of his tenure. I don't know. You guys lived in Philly. How did people feel about him when you lived there?
They hated him.
Yeah,
I think they hated him.
like him.
Pretty across the board, everyone hated him.
Yeah, they didn't like that statue. I'm pretty sure that statue's gone now, right?
Yeah, they put a skate park there.
Oh, cool.
That's the thing Italians hate the most, a skate park.
Yeah. They hate kids being kids. There was a mural, the Christopher Columbus statue. They're trying to take that one down.
Yeah, that was in it looked like Macaroni Plaza, but it's Marconi Plaza. And there's a Christopher Columbus that everyone protests around.
And they built like a wooden
they gave him a force field.
Yeah, they gave him a force
field. Are you kidding? They put up a fence to protect him?
So nobody would touch him.
Well, the natives didn't have a fence to protect themselves from Christopher Columbus.
Dude, that's what I'm saying.
I mean, I will say, because I'm against iconoclasm in the sense of like, I'm against taking down murals and statues, but only in the sense that I don't think you should destroy them. I think you should move them because they're part of our history.
Yeah.
So we should learn from them.
Yeah, you shouldn't be taking away history.
Yeah,
because then
no one learns from it.
No one learns.
It just goes away.
Yeah. Dude, all my fellas.
I'm kind of with you.
Nothing.
What were you going to say?
He had a thought and then let it go immediately. Yeah. Well, I think for the Frank Rizzo mural, I get why people didn't want it to be there. Yeah. But I think the correct response would either be doing a mural facing it that's Black Panthers, or maybe like a big plaque that kind of talks about it.
There should be a black guy in front of him going like this.
Yeah, put a statue up in response to it. Yeah. Anything, because I think that's the only way that people learn about what actually is happening.
And it evolves the art.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it changes the whole thing to be an overall piece that says a different story, right? Yeah. So, I think that's pretty interesting. So vandalism, as you guys mentioned, the mural had all sorts of stuff thrown on it over the years, and they would have to come and
Rotten Tomatoes,
repaint it, and fix it all the time. And then they also had a 10-foot bronze statue of him. And the current mayor at the time, who was Jim Kenney.
Yeah, he's a funny mayor.
He was funny? Why?
Yeah, he was the one that was like, man, I fucking hate this city. I don't know why I took this job. He was so upset at one point. I forget. It might have been during the
riots?
It was like
afterwards.
Or something.
Yeah,
was it like a hot mic situation?
No, he meant it. He knew he was on camera.
It was like a presser.
Yeah, he was fed up with something. I can't remember what, but he's like, I hate you guys. I don't know why I ever took this job.
Well, he's not the mayor anymore, so that makes sense. They got him out of there.
But he got rid of the Rizzo.
He did, He quoted it as
he got rid of the Rizzler?
He's like, what more do you want? I got rid of the Rizzler.
Gotta get the Rizzler. He called it a deplorable monument to racism, bigotry, and police brutality.
Jim Kenney was a smart guy, but he did plunge the city.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't look him up at all, but I do also think, I kind of now think that they should have left the Rizzo statue there with the graffiti on it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
because I kind of think that's a bigger story, right?
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
that could be like in a plaque. That will be censored for YouTube. Yeah. I don't know. That's always how my art brain works is I'm
Yeah.
like, well, now it's actually more interesting. Now it's more poignant. Now it's
Yeah.
like more
I
important.
agree with you. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. It just, because if taking it away is just like, it doesn't even do anything. It just puts it in storage somewhere.
Well, it's also the
Or it
same
might be in the
people.
new mayor's
the
backyard.
same people who are taking it away are part of the same institution that put it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's sort of just
Hiding their crimes.
accepting no.
Yeah.
It is. It's an
for it.
erasure of their own crimes and
Yeah.
the history of their own crimes.
Yeah.
I would say this way because this is about race. So I'll make the connection to this because I grew up in like the deep South where there were obviously plantations.
The Deep South?
I grew up in a very southern area.
Yeah.
So there were plantations, but what's interesting about them is they all got rid of the slave quarters. So now you can't see how people actually lived because they erased that part of history. And
Yeah.
they did it because it was racism. But it's like, but really you're erasing the crimes.
Yeah.
There's only one.
Like,
and
my
it's,
daddy built this house. It's
Yeah.
like, what about all the other houses your daddy built?
My family's been in this
That's
town
it.
a long time.
there's only, I think there's only like 2 in the US that have like intact slave quarters that
Yeah.
you can go to.
I
There's
went
probably
to Andrew
more, but-
Jackson's Hermitage in Nashville, and he has one really sad. He just has a little house. He doesn't have like the big quarters.
Yeah.
I don't think. I didn't see him at least, but he has a little shack, and that was for his favorite one.
Oh,
And his name was
God.
Mr. Bob or something like that. And then he has a grave, and it's just like, there's a beautiful graveyard, and they were like, but Mr. Bob's in the graveyard too, and then his grave is like next to the garbage can with like a little fucking
Kidding? God, that's so much sadder than I thought it was.
They were like, this is Andrew Jackson's favorite one. That's why he lived in this horrible shed, and he's buried kind of close to the Jacksons, but not that close.
He got a structure.
Yeah, he had his own little.
He had a little hovel.
studio. Yeah,
Yeah.
I really want to go there and see that, the grounds and the
it's
museum
really
and
pretty.
stuff.
The gardens are really pretty and stuff, but it is a little
Yeah.
depressing.
A bunch of people worked really hard on those gardens.
Yeah,
Yeah, to keep them beautiful. That is true.
Dude.
Neighborhood
Ooh.
trend. Okay, so now we're getting to the early 2000s. So now they've got tons of funding. This is a full-on movement. John Street is the mayor at the time, so he must have been before the guy we just
Shout
spoke
out John
about.
Street.
Yeah.
yeah. I don't
John
remember
Street.
John Street.
It's Mayor Nutter or nothing, though.
Yeah, Mayor Nutter.
Is that the
Mayor
current
Nutter.
mayor?
Nutter.
No, that was the mayor when I was in college.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
Yeah, Michael Nutter.
Man, you guys really
Nutter.
turn through mayors a lot. Huh? it's like a
pretty
revolving
shitty
door.
job. Yeah, it turns out Jim Kenny was
Nutter was
right.
there for like 12 years. Nutter was there
Yeah, I
for a long
remember
time.
him.
Oh,
So
really?
he must have been there a long time.
Like,
'cause-
8 years. He did full 8.
So he's like, I put in my work. I'm done.
Yeah. Now
Well-
he just gets drunk.
Nutter.
You can catch him in the street in a suit and be like, yo. You're like, huh?
Nutter.
Wait, really? I've
Yeah.
never seen a mayor just in the street.
Really? I've seen him in the
I
street
think
so many times.
I know I met somebody one time.
Yeah.
Like I was
It's
drunk,
definitely
I don't
Michael
know.
Nutter because he was at Fergie's once.
Yeah, maybe I was there. Yeah.
Just getting wasted?
just drinking.
Okay, this makes Philly seem
Yeah.
like it's like safe and fun.
Philly's the
It's
best.
fun.
Yeah. I love Philly. I miss Philly.
It's a hoot.
Well, then I'm glad we did this topic.
Me too.
So this is art tool used for revitalization. We already talked about that. So the murals at this point in the early 2000s begin addressing broader social themes. So now we're getting into all the social movements going on. I know I kind of skipped ahead to George
Yeah.
Floyd, but so this is going to be education, identity, LGBTQ plus visibility, community healing, and animal welfare.
I hate that one.
Is well, it's
Yeah,
historic.
I
organ-
hate that
You
one.
were just cuddling with a dog
I know, but
outside
like
of this room.
you put animal welfare in there with LGBTQ plus visibility and black shit. That's fucking crazy.
You mean
know what
because
I
they're
mean?
putting them all on the same level? Yeah. Some
Yeah.
people like dogs more than humans. I think we need to accept them as part
That's
of the
fair,
community, you
but-
know?
They just need to become a dog then.
Yeah, exactly. So let's look at some of these in particular. Let's see. Colors of Light, Josh Saranitis? So that's going to be the one in the middle.
It looks like Serentitties.
I can't pronounce
And titties.
Serentitties, yeah.
So that's the Asian American one that's kind of in the middle. It's a little bit
I
harder to
hate
see.
that one as well.
You have your racism crystal on, so tell us why.
No, that one used to be near my house.
Oh, really?
I
Okay, well,
remember.
that
No,
one.
actually, that one's near Good.
Yeah, it is near Good.
Well, that one's covered up now, so your wish has been granted. You're
So,
like a genie.
yeah.
You just erased that mural.
Yeah, from time. Yeah. It's my time stone, actually. I'm Thanos.
Which I wonder if do they have a different Asian American one? They have to. I'm sure they
Yeah.
replaced it somewhere
Yeah,
else.
because that's in the Chinatown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why did you not like that one? Was it the content? It's just kind of like gay?
No,
or
I was
okay.
goofing. I was just messing around.
So
Yeah, that was gay. I don't like it.
it's like, what's wrong with the Asians? I don't get it.
Those are gay Asians. I don't like that one. That's cool.
Theater.
Oh wait, 12th and Vine. Yeah, that's
I
Chinatown.
forget where Good
That's
used to be.
Chinatown.
I forget.
11th. I remember. I'm sorry.
It does have a poem in it, so I mean.
Yeah. On the back.
So let's see. Theater of Life 2002. That one's really cool. That's the vibrant one in the upper left.
The color. Oh no,
Yeah,
that
it
one.
kind of
Up
reminds
on
me
that
of
top
part.
Scientology.
Yeah.
It's given Scientology vibes.
Yeah.
So it explores the roles individuals play in society, reflecting on human interconnectedness. Seems kind of vague, but that's a
Yeah.
pretty cool mural
It is cool.
That Meg lady got a lot of
for
murals.
that.
Meg.
That Meg Seligman,
Yeah.
she gets a new mural a decade.
Yeah, I did see her name more than once. Are you familiar with her? Or?
No. But it seems like she's running some sort of scam.
Okay. She gets paid, I'm sure, for making these.
There is
You
a
know?
Scientology office near that mural, the Chinese mural in Chinatown.
Yeah, there is.
Really?
Yeah, like on 10th.
Just a little.
Wait, do Asians love Scientology? Is this how I'm finding this out?
I don't think so. It seems like a hard word for them to pronounce.
It's a valid point.
But that's
Very
neither here nor there.
valid point. Oh my God. So let's do Spring, which was created in 2000 and Give Me Shelter, the same guy, David Guin. LeMaire, you hate this one because it's dogs?
I hate the dog and the flowers one too.
Well,
yeah.
I'm curious. What is that pixelated in the mural?
Yes, the
Okay.
mural itself is
Interesting.
pixelated.
It
A
feels
little
lazy.
confusing, yeah.
No,
You
it's
know-
actually pretty fucking hard.
If I was really drunk and I looked at that, though, I'd be like, God damn,
Start
what's
stumbling.
going on?
Yeah, these being painted in these years seem very hipstery to me.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah.
I'm sure that the Give Me Shelter one, I'm sure they gave like money or something to a shelter and maybe they adopted dogs in front of it, that's all great.
Yeah.
You know, if you want to do that. I do think it's an interesting thing to paint a mural of
Yeah.
because it's also kind of depressing. It's like homeless dogs. You painted
Yeah.
a mural of homeless
Homeless
dogs.
cat.
I bet those dogs are having the time of their life.
If they
They're like-
were,
yeah.
just all together and homeless,
Yeah.
that's true.
Like, we finally get to be boys in the wild.
Yeah.
Somebody get a rat.
Yeah, right? Yeah, they're actually doing better than most homeless dogs in Philly. That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
There's a
both
bunch
of
of
those.
cats in there too.
Homeless cats.
Oh, I didn't even notice that before. They painted them coexisting. Like, that's a thing? That's insane.
It's not even all dogs go to heaven or
Dogs and
nothing,
homeless
dude.
cats.
All right.
Oh.
Oh, these are nice.
Oh, now we
Yeah.
moved on to one I really like.
And
Okay.
these places, that's West Philly.
Yeah,
That's
they're-
bad.
Yeah.
That's a really bad. That's near where
Looks like
that's near where they used to live. I think on Mount Vernon.
The
I don't
teal
know.
one?
The one with the up top.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's definitely in West Philly. That one's
Yeah.
called Holding Grandmother's Quilt. I love this one.
Yeah.
Donald Gensler. I didn't look him up, but I was just looking up this
Yeah.
piece itself. So it's two abandoned houses, which are, it looks like maybe Victorian style is the one on the left,
Yeah.
probably. And an empty lot in the middle where there was obviously something that got tore down. So they painted each side and each one's holding like a side of the quilt that wraps underneath the empty lot.
Yeah, that's nice.
So, and now they've turned this empty lot into a community garden so that it's a whole
Oh,
park
yeah.
around that mural. And I
Yeah.
think that one is really awesome
yeah.
and a really interesting way to use the space too,
Yeah.
to have it like under the blanket
Yeah.
on both sides. So love that one.
Yeah.
Camilla's Dream
Shout out
is,
Don.
yeah,
Shout out
Donald,
Donald.
you're the best.
Yeah, you're my favorite one so far.
Camilla's.
Besides my actual favorite one, but I'm saving that till the end.
I know. If we don't have it, we'll Google image it as you mention
Please,
it. Yeah.
It's really good.
Camilla's Dream 2004. So this is an underwater dance scene. It's kind of, I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's mosaics around it as well.
I don't like that this guy made it though. You gotta get somebody from Philly to make it.
I don't know who this guy is.
Yosef?
Bro, he could be from Philly.
He could be from Philly.
There's no way Yosef is from Philly.
Do you guys not have like a Jewish community there? I'm sure you do.
No,
there's a German town
really.
though.
Yeah. I don't know where he's from. I think the use of tile and that is interesting. I do think it's kind of like blank and empty on the top half, which is weird because that's the part you can mainly see.
Yeah.
So not my favorite, but it's cool.
This was just bright.
Yeah, and they also used elementary school students to create it, so they would have like as they grow up, they would have a sense of like I built that, you know, in my own community. Did you say that one's in the hood too? Because I now see barbed wire on the back
looks
side
like
of it.
It could be.
That looks like that might be Point Breeze also. No. That's I think that's
What's funny?
Fucking Spring Garden.
I put the location of some of these, but I must have missed these two. But
I just like guessing.
Yeah. It's a better game that way.
West Philly's kind of the easiest one to guess though, because
as soon as you see a abandoned house, you're like, that's West Philly.
Or it could be like,
this is where the Puerto Ricans live.
Yeah, that looks like
okay, nice town.
Maybe Nice Town.
Port Richmond, yeah.
I was thinking like Kensington, Port Richmond,
Tacony.
So that one's going to be Healing Walls. You mean the one on the left?
Healing Walls.
Yeah, that one's really cool. This is 2004. I think this is the first project that they incorporated inmates with victims of crime to work on this together. And so it's about like processing past incarceration after you get released and things like that. I think that's really a cool idea for a mural. And they did it pretty well.
Yeah, they went nuts on this thing.
Yeah, it's really cool, the perspectives of the different things.
They got
and
an abuela in there.
Yeah, that guy fading like he died and his heart's still there. There's a lot going on.
Well, I think the redeemed guy shot that guy.
Oh, you think the guy getting out of prison
killed that guy?
Killed that guy?
Like, I'm sorry, God. Please forgive me.
Oh, maybe. And his daughter's still alive to process this?
I think he's asking the daughter for forgiveness as well. Okay,
I like that.
I like that too.
Yeah, that's a cool mural. That one's pretty awesome. Cesar Viveros and Paris Stancel. Yeah, so that one is great. We like that one. Pride and Progress is the upper right-hand corner. That's Ann Northrup. Gaberhood.
It's definitely in the Gaberhood.
It's also huge.
Yeah, it looks gone too. I don't think I've ever seen this.
I don't think I've ever seen that either. And me and LeMaire used to hang out in the Gaberhood all the time.
For no reason.
Dude, for real, my dorms was in the neighborhood.
Yeah, I couldn't even get like a full image of it because it kind of wraps around the other side. But this one's like giant, and you can kind of see like
downtowny though.
Oh, it says
the
West
big
Philly.
building. You can see some gay flags and stuff in it. What are they? Pride flags. I always do that. Sorry.
Yeah,
they're not gay flags. They're pride flags.
Pride flags.
No,
these colors don't run, Jenna.
The West Philly one is the bottom one, I think.
Oh, okay.
Right? The Love Letter series, your favorite of all time, Shawn?
Well, yeah, but that's not even the one I was talking. I was talking about the one in Austin with the red. It's just like red font. It's on South Congress.
Oh,
hate that one.
I hate that. And people take pictures in front of it.
Yes, that's what the one my mom wanted to see when she was here. So that was like, we've seen so many nice murals. We're not going to that.
Well, we're going to talk.
We went anyway.
We're going to talk about the decline of mural art because right now we're kind of at the height of it. We're in the 2000s, so they're getting the most funding, and also the Love Letter series right here. That was an old tag artist called Espo, Stephen Powers, who they brought back, but he was an 80s and 90s tag artist from Philly, and they brought him back and commissioned him to do all these works around the city professionally. So it's like to try to integrate good art.
That one's like a chain. That's sick.
Yeah, so there's a bunch of them, and it's a chain that says that. And he does different poems all around the place. But
yeah, I don't hate this one as much as I hate the red one from Austin.
I now know what one you're talking about, and I also do not care for that. I think it's really
one's
dumb.
Pretty cool looking.
Yeah. And it's got perspective. Yeah, it's like 3D.
Yeah, that's what I like. It's sparkling.
It took on a mural arts money for some reason. Why did they take on a mural arts money?
I don't know. They might have given it to something else.
Yeah, maybe.
Developers.
Yeah.
Developers, yeah. So this one also, this guy I
China.
think is from West Philly.
Yeah.
And that's why this love letter is a love letter specifically to West Philly. So all of his tag from this series is that.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Steve Powers is Espo Icy.
Espo. So now we're on to where it's going to start getting like
I don't
kooky.
like these.
It's going to start getting a little kooky.
Yeah, what's the lion about?
I don't like that fucking lion one.
It's like, fuck time. I'm a lion. I make my own time.
I like how your voice got lower. I don't like the.
I really don't.
So that one's called Atlas of Tomorrow. Cindy Chang, Candy
Yeah.
Chang.
It's like it's sort of millennial cringe to me.
Well,
Yeah.
it's
Does that make
interactive.
sense?
So
Oh.
you reflect on your
Hamina,
personal
hamina.
challenges, and then you spin the spinning
Oh,
thing in the middle.
I know where this one is.
You do?
This one's on South Street. I used to walk past this shit and be like, what the fuck is this?
It's juniper.
Yeah. And so then
Yeah.
you spin it, and it gives you a bunch of different options. So like that little strip on the bottom is like options of guidance
Yeah.
for whatever is wrong with
now
you.
I kind of like it.
So it's interactive in a way.
I don't like the lion though.
I don't really
But I like the
understand.
spinning.
The lion is you taking your own destiny into your hands.
Is that what it is? Thank you. I needed the crystal to come in and tell us. Channeling this right now. This is what it is. I kind of like the style she did it in, where it's like a collage of a bunch of different things, like the drill or whatever that is.
Yeah.
I like that. I just don't know what each different thing means.
It's all time symbolism, I bet.
Yeah. Yeah, the turning thing.
Yeah.
Sean's done with it
Yeah.
now.
The artist who did a good job, dude.
Oh, it's
look at all the gestalts in that thing.
The entire painting is made with 200,000 plus finger painted dots. Also, that's
Damn.
important
That's
to
kinda
know.
cool.
That's pretty
too.
beast.
Yeah, it's
Sorry,
growing on you.
Candy. Yeah. I don't mean to disrespect
She should have just
Candy
made
Chang.
took the line out and just made it a big screwdriver, and then everyone would be pretty impressed.
Yeah, I like simple stuff like that.
Yeah.
Well,
the lion was just her
Too
showing
much
off.
going on.
Well, I
yeah.
also feel like it's like, why wouldn't she have made it an eagle for Philly, not a lion for
Yeah.
Detroit? Right? I don't know. Maybe that's
Go
just
Lions.
the way
True.
that my thought goes, where I'm like, what is the lion?
And that's why it's covered up.
Yeah, that's why we're putting a Frank Rizzo over it.
That's why we're going to tear it down next time we go there. Okay. Dreams. I never know how to pronounce this word. Diaspora or diaspora, I guess.
Yeah, they're the same
I
way.
think-
Either way.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
And Destiny. So this is Joshua Mays and King Britt. So it's an augmented reality mural activated by an app that you download, and it has animations and music.
Yeah.
Sean's out.
I'm out.
It explores Afrofuturism, youth potential, collective vision. So they used a bunch of high school students to help out with
Yeah.
this, and they picked out the music to go with it.
Yeah.
I
I
gotta
actually love Afrofuturism.
Well, I think it's really cool. And I'm shocked that this proves how high school students are different now than
Yeah.
from when we were younger. Because if my class got to work on this, it would have been Soulja Boy Crank That. Like,
Yeah.
it would
Yeah.
there's no
Yeah.
way
Yeah,
it
I
would
would
have
have
been.
put Crazy Frog
Yeah.
on that thing.
It would have been meat spin.
There's no way it would have been like a classy
Yeah.
thing, you know?
True.
I don't know,
Oh,
Justin.
I gotta hack it now.
Can you click on that link?
Is
Okay.
it still around?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna hack it.
I'm about to show you guys what plays now. I wonder if anyone ever has hacked it and put anything weird into it.
That would
Man,
be awesome.
it's probably easy to hack. It was made by a bunch of kids.
Well, and it was also made 2018.
Oh,
So it's a few years old, that tech, whatever they
yeah.
used.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask AI to hack it for me.
Yeah, see if you can change that and put something silly in it
Yeah.
instead, right? I don't know. I thought that was a really cool use of a mural, that they're mixing it with technology while you still get like an actual mural that even anyone walking by can enjoy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So it's like
that's
it's almost like an art that has two levels to it.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
one's
I like
pretty
that.
sick. So
Yeah.
Joshua Mays, King Britt, good job.
Good
Great
job,
job,
guys.
fellas.
You too,
Uh-huh.
Candy Chang. Sorry, I said it was millennial cringe.
And there's a Jesus in there, isn't it?
Where?
Oh, it might be a Jesus message.
No.
I don't
Go
know.
over.
That looks like a
The
bunch-
guy right there.
He's
That's
kneeling.
a scarecrow on a cross.
No, that's someone like
I
dancing.
think he's just cutting a rug.
Uh,
yeah.
Trust me, they would not have gotten funding for this if it was a Jesus
There's two people
message. I
praying.
assure you.
There's people praying.
LeMaire.
I think you're wrong, man.
Dude, that's what the lion is, dude.
I think that's like a kid in trouble at
There's
his
a
desk.
sheep in there too, I think. Maybe there's a witch in a wardrobe as well. Maybe it's Narnia.
Oh, I should have said this before. Monument Lab, which is the next movement we're going to talk about. That last one that's interactive was also part of Monument Lab. But it was just a really cool one I wanted to show you separately.
I love the pick. The pick would make me feel happy every time I drive past it.
I was going to say, so you've heard of that one. All power to all people, right?
Yeah.
800-pound Afro pick sculpture installed near the Rizzo statue. So we talked about this earlier. That's a better
they should have been facing
conversation.
Each other.
Yeah. And it also has like the Black Power fist coming out of the top of the pick.
That's the only pick you need.
You think they made little mini versions?
No, there's a Black Power fist pick.
Oh, is there? Okay.
Yeah, it's always existed.
Oh, okay. So they took it from that.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought they made it after the statue. Okay, but that makes more sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that one's really cool. Also, the fact
symbols
that it's
in it, too.
800 pounds. Which one's a
800 pounds? There used to be one with a peace symbol in it too.
Oh, the pick did? Yeah.
800 pounds is crazy.
That is crazy of the materials they used for it. So it must be stone at the top that's making it that heavy.
Yeah.
Could be metal, but.
It's just an airplane.
Oh, I didn't know what was going on. I thought we were getting bombed for a minute. I was like, what's happening?
They're coming.
I was like, they're firebombing the creek in the cave. Get out.
Frank Rizzo's family's pissed.
Okay, so Monument Lab. It's 20 prototype monuments installed in 10 public sites across Philadelphia. So this one's super cool because they let people submit ideas for it. So 250,000 people interacted with it, and participants submitted, 4,500 monument proposals. Ooh. So that's a lot. And it's cool because it's like people got to submit this idea and then artists made it. Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah. That's real like community engagement right there. So some of the ones that they have on their website, they pointed out. So passage and migration.
I like to be the guy who was like, I don't know, put a pick where the Rizzo statue is.
You think it was written on like a cocktail napkin? They're like, I got an idea. Rizzo. No, I love that. So yeah, I know these are tiny and they're hard to see, but there's one where people are like walking in the dark and there's like words projected. Yeah. That's the passage migration one. Oh, I didn't even know you could do that.
Enhance.
So it kind of goes up on both sides. Yeah, cool. Right. And it projects the name of migrants on the wall. So
I don't like that.
That one's interesting.
What about our veterans? Come on.
An American flag pulls out of nowhere. So go to the one that's 2 to the left of that. Do you mind? It looks like podiums. Yeah. So that's about
it looks like Rittenhouse.
Is that the eternal flame?
So
they have a flame in Rittenhouse.
Oh, sorry, it's just that one. Yeah. So that one is supposed to be a monument to women who are kind of like erased by history and don't have monuments to them. So they did a bunch of empty pedestals to symbolize all the women who you never see in statue form around. So I thought that one was interesting.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. It could be better visually.
Now it's for all the Confederate statues that got taken down.
Yeah.
No, now it's for kids to smoke weed on.
It really does seem like a play area.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yep. I'd jump off the top.
I get the premise. I understand the premise of it.
Yeah.
I wonder, they didn't explain what the people in the middle just working on like wires are. It looks like a community college advertisement, like technologies.
They might be programming the one thing we saw.
Oh, yeah.
The interactivity.
They got that big paintbrush too. Do you remember that?
Yeah. Yeah.
I forget where the hell that was.
It's Arch Street. It's near the convention center.
Yep.
I don't have the artist on that one. There's a
big
paintbrush
it's big
somewhere.
As hell, though.
Shout out Sharon for your pedestal thing or whatever.
Yeah.
Shout out Sharon for your steps.
Oh yeah, it's also supposed to call out gender. Oh, I thought it was gender pay gaps for a second. I was like, well, that I don't get. Okay,
gender gaps in public monuments.
I get the premise behind it.
Yeah, but women don't want to be made out of stone. There's like a big fear of that for you guys.
It depends on how big of a stone you're using. Maybe slim it down a bit. You know? Make me look good. That's how I would feel about it.
I think women are better in wax. Like wax statues of women, men get stones. You know?
Well, no, I don't know. Tell me.
Like women, there should be no wax sculptures of men. Well, it should all be of women.
Is it because you're saying women are softer, or I'm confused?
I don't know. I just think it makes sense.
Okay. Right,
I don't know. Dude, all the guy wax statues look bad, and all the girl ones look closer, but that's because they can hide their face with like clothes and stuff.
No, the girl ones look like those weird sex robot dolls. They still don't look good. They look crazy.
They look closer. No.
They're still uncanny. I feel.
Never crossed that valley.
Celebrating cultural icons and local heroes.
Is that John Legend? Boo.
Is it?
Yeah,
is he from Philly?
John Legend. He went to UPenn.
Oh, my dad used to fly him and his wife around.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's pretty sick.
He didn't care for them, but he liked their Frenchies. So.
Oh, yeah, it is John Legend.
I bet they fucking suck to hang out with, I bet.
I mean, I don't want to, we're on YouTube, but I'll tell you guys.
Oh, hell yeah.
We're trans. We're survivors. Don't get me started.
Yeah,
I gotta
it's
take
a
my
lot.
crystal off.
No, dude.
Were you about to rage? Take your. Sorry, that's about. 1 second, let me.
Yeah, so never mind.
So what do we have here? Mural arts. So kind of in the same category as what we did before: race, equity, visibility, Black leadership, LGBTQ plus, all those sort of things. So. How do you guys feel about these? The one on the upper left is a tribute to Sonia Sanchez.
Yeah, they're good. What else you got?
Yeah. I'm just kidding. Yeah, I don't know what to say about these that one's that's near my house. That
Which
was
one?
near my old house, the Morris homes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember seeing that for a little bit. It's gone though.
Wait, which one?
The
Upper
trans
left.
one.
The trans one on the
Yeah.
bottom? It's gone?
Yeah.
Oh, I missed that part of the story. Why
not
is it
sure.
gone?
I'm
Because
not
that's a
sure.
recent one, 2021.
Yeah, but I don't think it's there because I used to live right there. Near the Morris
Well, you don't
homes.
know. It could be on a different side of the building, or
Yeah.
it says it's just near the. It says it's dedicated to the Morris home. So you,
Oh.
Oh, yeah, it might be in a different area. I will say for that one, it's a little bit too Barbie for me.
Yeah.
It's a bit much with all the pink and purple. And if I saw that, I wouldn't really take a second to look at it.
But what
'cause
the f- are they surviving?
oh, LeMaire, can we just talk about the picture?
Please don't make us.
Guys.
You're going to get us in
sorry.
trouble on YouTube. For
Yeah.
Is it this? I can't. I got to take it off. I'm sorry.
It's so a recovery center for do they mean recovery after surgery? Or do
I
they
don't
mean
know.
recover, like emotional
Put my gym
recovery?
back.
I have no idea.
I actually am having a hard time processing that one.
Yeah, they're brave. They're strong. They survive.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't even hate trans people. I love.
they
trans men.
do survive. You know, we're also surviving.
They're
I think.
nasty.
I'm not being nasty. It's just weird.
I think it's perfectly normal that they would make. You know, they did it for gay people. They did it for
I agree. It's weird
all
when
these
they did
other
it
groups.
too. I mean, like,
I just wish they would have made it a little like better. But
yeah.
like every group gets their thing except white people. We got that thing, and
You
then,
guys got your thing. They're
Yeah.
taking it away though.
yeah, we
no.
had a lot of things. Is the power too strong?
I can't control it. I can't-
It's a
what the
lot.
hell?
I guess it's bright and colorful and happy.
Yeah. Oh, I had it on the wrong way. All right, I get it. I get it now.
Yeah, I get. Yeah,
All right.
It's perfect.
it was on
It
backwards.
was on backwards. I just had
Okay.
it all wrong.
Does this mean that it's supposed to be reverse racism now? It's about to we reversed it. What is about to come out of his mouth?
Nothing.
Okay, so now we're on to like one of my favorite parts. That
What's
LeMaire
so
cannot
funny?
handle.
I just thought of something.
What?
I was just-
You just made yourself laugh that
Yeah.
hard, and you're not gonna
yeah,
share
dude.
with us?
There's that second painting where they belong.
Oh, well, you knock it off.
That's what made
I
you
think it's
laugh.
on backwards now. Flip
Flip
it back.
the crystal, man.
All right, okay.
This is my favorite part. The art, justice, and healing. So restorative practices.
Yeah.
Restorative justice program. So encourages incarcerated individuals and returning citizens and justice impacted youth, which is a very interesting term,
Yeah.
to go through collaborative art making, focusing on healing, personal growth, public dialogue. I will say, I wish when I was in one of these programs, they let me do art instead of everything else they made me do.
Instead of cleaning up trash.
I mean, they made me, I don't even want to talk about it. Anyways, this is a better thing to have them doing. Okay, and they also started the Guild program and Reimagining Reentry Fellowship.
Yeah.
So these give money and paid internships to artists who are coming out. So if you find out, you go to prison, you find out in prison, hey, I love art, I'm into art, you can come out and get grants to create art. And some of them are public works.
Yeah.
So, and then the first artist in residency at the DA office, which I feel like it doesn't say, but I hope that it's the incarcerated artists that get that residency. Yeah. So you came from being incarcerated to sitting across from the DA, just staring at him.
Yeah, he's like, all right. What's up, Shaquan? I didn't mean to send you into jail.
My bad, man.
But these are pretty cool. So Crown by Russell Craig. Sorry, it's kind of tiny. Is that top long one up there?
Yeah, I like that one.
Have you guys seen that one around the city before?
No, I don't recognize it, but I like it.
But
yeah, that one. Cool. That one's pretty cool. So he was one of the people who got the Guild program. So it's an apprenticeship. So this was during BLM times. So he did kind of his reinterpretation of Delacroix's Liberty Leading the People, which is the French painting up in the upper right.
That was when I listened to the rules and I stayed in the house.
Yeah,
that's during you did all the things.
Times I was listening to the rules, stayed in the house.
Good for you. You feel good about that?
Yeah.
Did you get the vaccine?
Twice.
Do you feel good about that?
Yeah.
Perfect. We're on YouTube. Good answer.
Oh wait, we're healed. We did it. We found the right side.
So that one's really awesome. It also has the gold. It looks like a shield, sort of, in the middle. I like that. Yeah. So that's a really, really cool piece. Portraits of Justice is, let's see, the middle one.
Yeah.
So that's the one that you said they're where they belong.
LeMaire said that.
I was goofing. 17 system involved youth from the Guild.
Yeah. So
what does justice impacted mean? Like they committed a crime and went to jail and got like overly sentenced?
I'm sure that it's a number of things. Yeah. So I think
justice is a funny way.
Justice impact. That just means they did something, went to jail, and then was there for too long.
Or they were part of an at-risk youth program, or their parents are incarcerated, and so they're worried they're going to fall into a life of gang and crime. I think it's kind of a catch-all term for kids who are like at risk of becoming drug dealers, gang members.
Not assailants, but what's it called when you have a accomplice?
Oh.
Justice impacted youth doesn't mean accomplice.
Like your parents' drug dealing accomplice?
Yeah, or just like an accomplice to an incident.
I mean, yeah, maybe.
Say you're driving during a drive-by. Does that make you justice impacted?
I believe it does.
Yeah, okay.
I think you're part of it. I think if you rob a bank and you're driving the car, you still go to jail. Yeah. Sure. And the last one on here is Voices by Jesse Crimes.
Yeah.
The Tree. So that one was developed through, I think he interviews incarcerated individuals, but he himself also did. He's one of the most famous of these artists in this category.
And his last name is Crimes.
I know. Unfortunate, right? It's really unfortunate. Yeah.
Seems a little on the nose.
You could say he was born for this, I guess.
What do you think the one fruit means? Is there somebody shooting in the top left, or is that guy cleaning a wall? Is there somebody in there?
Oh, I'll paint. No, that's just a.
That's just a piece of stuff. Yeah,
electric or whatever.
Yeah, I can't tell what the one fruit means though.
I can't either.
Yeah, I don't know.
I like the door though.
The tree has an extra.
I like the door.
The shadow of the tree has an extra limb.
And
it's not coming from anywhere.
Oh yeah, that's interesting.
It's like clinging on to it or something.
Yeah.
So this one, I think he's...
Oh, it's clinging on to the past. He can't let go, but he's bearing fruit in the future.
And it's got words on it too. I know that he sat down with people.
To Philadelphia.
I love this. I know he sat down with people and he got their personal stories of what got them incarcerated, things like that. And so I think each one of the bricks has a different visual, probably relating to people's stories that they told. And then they're painting over that past, right?
Yeah.
Of the stories of what got them into this situation in the first place. So
the fruits of change, I guess.
Yeah. Or knowledge.
Knowledge.
Knowledge of not, putting your life in a different direction.
The door is real though, right?
I don't know.
I didn't want to ask that. I was wondering the same thing.
I'm glad you did, but I actually don't know if that.
I think it's painted on.
I think it's painted too.
Okay. Dang, good thing I wasn't trying to walk through that thing.
Because there wouldn't be a shadow on it otherwise.
Yeah.
Well, they could paint that.
The shadow.
They could paint that onto the door, but that door is like too cool. I kind of think that's not the door because it's so cool, you know? I feel like that was painted on.
I don't know where the hell that is, though.
Yeah.
I would like to see that one.
Yeah, like that's probably one of my favorite ones.
Yeah, that's a good one. And the story behind it's like extra, interesting.
It might be near the police station down south. I'm just guessing.
Well, I know the one in the middle, Portraits of Justice, is located somewhere where it's like directly interacting. I don't know if it's with the parole program or something like that. So you have to like see it when you're going to all that sort of stuff. So, but that's better. I don't know if you guys have ever been to jail, but it's a lot of cinder blocks that are painted like gray color. It's very boring. So it's a lot better to be looking at like real art than it is to just be looking at
cinder blocks. Gray
cinder blocks, and jumpsuits. Like that sucks. So
they look like they're about to start doing stand up.
That's an early headshot. It's like on their first Springer show. They put that.
The guy in the middle looks funny as hell.
He's having a hoot.
Yeah, he is. Is he currently incarcerated? Because he's loving it.
Yeah. Everybody else is all serious. He's like, I'm having fun.
Yeah. Good.
Jeez.
It needs to be fun.
Yeah. Oh. The watershed.
Sorry, I have to take a deep breath for this one because I'm going to have to not have disdain. Environmental.
My ex-girlfriend used to work for the Murals art program for her library. She did stuff for it. Actually.
How do you not know all of this already then?
Because you never listened to her ass.
Yeah, I'm bad.
That's hilarious. So now we're on to environmental awareness and climate justice. Climate justice is a term that I hate. Start off with that.
Climate justice impacted individuals.
I care about the climate a lot. This is so many buzzwords and it's really just a lot of money laundering. Okay.
Wait, that's literally the thing. I think that's the thing she might have worked on, the climate justice and Lenape King. Like that might, because that's the Lenape Indians. That's
yes,
their tribe.
yeah. Is that the, you did listen to her sometimes.
She did a whole video on it, actually.
Cool.
Yeah, I helped her edit a video on that stuff.
We're going to watch the video in a second. That's super funny.
I don't know if it's the video.
That's super funny. So as dumb as I kind of think this is, that they're using poisonous paint to talk about climate justice, I also think that it's also weird. It's climate justice in Lenape Hoking?
Yeah.
Land of the Lenape.
Yeah.
It's a 400-foot mural in Old Kensington, visualizing environmental destruction of and indigenous visions for sustainable future.
It's a top one.
I think that idea is good. I just think it's interesting, like especially for climate activists to use these sort of paints and things. That's
especially
always
that close to the Dietz and Watson's factory. It's pretty close to.
They're gonna poison our hot dogs.
Yeah, so there's a lot going on with this. That one doesn't bother me as much as the other one.
The watershed.
The Change for Climate is Here and the Waterway Arts Initiative, the watershed one, because Change for Climate is Here is an animated mural. That's the one we're going to watch. And to me, this feels like a postmodern cop-out. Like, you didn't paint a painting, you just made a video, but you're calling it a mural.
Oh, yeah.
You know, there's something about that where it's like, okay, you already lost me. This is just a video. It's a different thing. I'm not saying it's bad, but it's a different thing than
sounds like they took a bunch of money.
Yeah, it does sound like that, doesn't it? Here, we'll put on the video for a second. We're not going to watch the whole thing because you'll shoot yourself in the face. But
ooh,
there, yeah. So that would be the mural. Wouldn't it have been cool if they painted that mural? Well, guess what? They didn't. So
yeah, that'd be such a sick mural. 10 minutes.
We're not going to do that. I told you I'm not doing that.
Wait, but also to play devil's advocate.
Yeah, they only have lead paint, obviously. But that's cool. That would have been a cool mural. That picture.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like
and
that
I agree,
turtle.
devil's advocate, it is a good way to save paint. And if you're a climate person, that I totally get. I guess what I don't get is how these that and the next one we're going to talk about fall into the Murals program.
Mm-hmm.
And they try to say it's because the Murals program is like expanding and now we're doing other activism and things.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's great. But the reason why you started this was all these neighborhoods were falling apart and you needed tourism going to those areas and you needed people to know it's safe and like you're revitalizing it.
I bet
you
it
know?
turned into one of those programs where they just like put their children's son in for like a job and then like they're like, all right,
non-profits that they really make profit from. It's slow. Everything slowly turns into that, I feel like. And this came from such a good place.
Yeah.
And then it's just moved in this direction. And I'm not even saying these projects are bad. They're just like, that's not what we came here for.
Yeah, it's not even like postmodern. That was garbage. You just put a painting on the side of the building.
It's and even like the paintings, you know, they have the bubbles and then the lines attaching. Even the quality of like the artistic thought behind it has greatly decreased from what we looked at earlier, where we were talking about the perspective of that. You said it's in the Puerto Rican neighborhood where the guy was dead and the guy is getting out of jail. Like there's just so much going on artistically, and then we've turned into this.
The quilt was peak.
The quilt,
the quilt was
perfect.
Nice too.
Yeah,
it was perfect. And so this last one, the watershed, Germantown, I guess, floods a lot, and so they did this mural that just is they put this building
to address flash flooding.
So
environmental inequality.
So if you live in the shitty neighborhood that floods all the time, you can go to this watershed place and they give you resources. It's like, what do they give you money to move? What the fuck are the resources?
I don't know.
Like,
I don't know. Naomi, is that Naomi? I guess it's Naomi.
Which one?
The name Naomi. It's probably Naomi Joven.
Probably Naomi.
And Caitlin Pomerantz. Caitlin Pomerantz. I bet it's her family.
Yeah, it could be.
Pomerances.
Yeah. And then they did these poems around town, and I spent 20 minutes trying to find an image of these poems because I'm thinking, oh, they painted poems about water usage on the side. No.
It's just a little
They're
sticker.
these little stickers that like this area was once underwater. Here's a poem.
No, man.
And I'm like, what are we doing?
Austin has good poems on the street. Like, have you seen those?
Nah.
There's like poems on the street.
My favorite street stuff is the Toy and Bee tiles. You know about them, right?
The Toy and Bee tiles.
Yeah, do you know about them?
On South Congress? Is that what you're talking about, or no?
They're all over the country. There's a guy that embedded these tiles into streets all across the country.
Oh,
There's
I do
a
know
lot
what
in
you're talking about.
Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I do know exactly what you're talking about. Into areas that are like decaying, and he puts it into that. Like,
I can't remember why he used to do. I watched a documentary about it, but you notice him now. That you notice him everywhere. It's kind of crazy.
I love that too when they go across the country and there's like a through line
There's
you can
a lot
see all
in
over
Philly,
the place.
though.
Yeah.
I remember because we watched it when I was in college or something.
So I think this is the last slide, which means you get to talk about your favorite one because we didn't go over it, right?
Can you pull it up, Justin? Yeah. Well, I don't want to spoil it, but it's on the Bury building in North Philadelphia. Just type in Mural Bury building, North Philadelphia.
I think I know which one. I know your favorite piece of art. I know it.
Oh, no. No, it's Beury.
I know exactly which one
Or
your
something
favorite
like
piece
that.
of art is. It's the best. It's the best mural in all of Philadelphia.
Yep, there it is.
That's it.
Wait, click on any of those in the top left.
Yeah, that one. And then
Wait.
you're gonna
Boner
have to
forever. And then on the other side of the building, it says
Wait, what
forever
does it say?
boner. It says boner forever on that side. And then it says forever boner on the other side. And you drive past it whenever you go to like the Northeast or something.
That's the best piece of art in Philadelphia.
That's my favorite.
Okay, wait
mural.
a second. That's a really cool building.
Yeah, it's a really old building.
Yeah.
And it's been there
It's
for a
decayed.
while.
They had a shootout in that building, actually. Remember? Like,
No,
a couple
I
years
don't
ago.
Boner forever. Okay,
Boner
I
forever
actually
and forever boner.
I'm not usually for defacing property, but given that they're not revitalizing this property and that it may at some point be torn down, I think this is a very interesting use of it.
No, they wanted to take it away from us, but the people got mad.
Yeah,
We're
I
like,
remember
no.
they were like, "Do not take down boner forever."
We need the boner forever.
And it's so big, like that.
It's
that
like-
building is
yeah.
huge. Like, however that guy painted that, I have no idea.
He took his
but
time.
He did it on both sides of the building. So when you drive into like down Broad Street towards the city, you see whichever side, Boner Forever.
He had to have hung out those windows and had like, like a long thing to roll it up and down. That's my favorite
piece of art in
Boner
Philadelphia.
Forever.
When you come in, you see Boner Forever. When you leave, you see Forever Boner.
I think they do have to keep this forever because it's funny. It has no purpose. You learn and gather nothing from this.
That's going to happen.
See it all the time.
That's the Boner Forever building.
I guess
it really is. Yeah, I looked. That's why I was on my phone because I wanted it to be a surprise because no one calls it the Bury building. Everyone calls it the Boner Forever building.
Okay, so the other thing, in opposition to what we just talked about of art that took itself very, very seriously, this is the complete opposite of that, but still totally valid. That like this gives you a sense of the people of Philadelphia's like sense of humor. That they're like that's awesome. Keep Boner forever. Whoever did that's forever. Our hero.
I like that on the one side he has Forever Boner.
We keep explaining it like it's so complex.
Wait. He spells it out. He spells out Forever Boner.
But on the other side it's just forever.
Four. Yeah.
He's like, I'm not doing that again.
Yeah, it took a little too much time.
That's true. It's really funny. We got to shorten it when we go to the other side.
Oh wait. Is this recent? Are they going to turn it into a hotel?
Are they? Wait, where do you see that revival of North Philly landmark?
Where's the date on this sucker?
God damn it, dude. They're always trying to get their money, dude.
This because this news.
They're not going to let you
This
see
newspaper's going under. They need our money.
There it is.
No, for 3 seconds you can look.
2 years ago it was written, so it's still okay.
It's the amount of money it would take to revitalize that brick building?
Yeah.
I doubt anyone's going to pour that much money. What neighborhood did you say this is in?
This is North Philly.
Yeah, it's in a pretty rough part
Well, but that's being gentrified,
it's
right?
Not even like it's in East Oak Lane. It's like the part where like the black middle class live. So people try to avoid that.
Well, I thought they were gentrifying North Philly, right?
It's right on Broad Street.
Slowly, yeah.
So it's not like nice. Yeah, it's right.
It's not behind that checker sign. It's not that close.
I don't remember, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you think that it's
further back. I used to drive past it all the time.
Yeah, I guess it would make sense that it's just huge.
Yeah.
I mean, that would be a massive cost to redo that.
It's right on Broad Street.
Eerie though. That's near like Max's Cheesesteaks.
Look at how cool that building is, though. Because that would have all been glass, like a reception cathedral area, like a conference room that's all glass to let the light in. This is pretty cool.
Yeah,
Philly has the best.
That looks like a good neighborhood.
Yeah, that's no, it's not that bad. People do get shot there, but like, it's
I
not
remember
that bad.
when I used to. I remember when Courtney and I, when I was dog sitting for him, I used to have to go up there, and I would get a little scared. I saw a trans person get bullied so bad on the train by like a bunch of 14-year-old kids.
Oh no, the worst!
We figured out what they're surviving.
They went, "What the hell are you?" They're screaming at her. It really was sad. It wasn't.
That does suck.
Teenagers are the worst. Yeah. I mean, they really are like. They're like rabid dogs.
Yeah. And me and the trans people were the only white people on the train, but I did not stick up for them, unfortunately. I kept to myself.
Oh, that's sad.
What are you supposed to do, dude?
Funniest thing about Philly to me.
Cut it out, you whippersnappers.
Yeah. They would have just attacked you for being ginger or something. It's not worth it.
You're gay too now.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that is the Mural Arts program in Philadelphia. 4,000 murals. Next time you go there, go check it out. I'll go check it out. I love this about Philly, that even in the bad neighborhoods, the architecture is like incredible.
Yeah.
Like no matter where you go, everything's like really cool.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, I miss Philly. I was just there. I should have looked at some murals. I probably did. I didn't even notice.
Should make a game where you collect the murals like Pokemon.
I bet there's an
app. Yeah.
I bet there's an app you could do that with. Anyways, thank you guys for joining me
out of the YouTube. No.
Thank you for having us. This was fun.
Yes.
I have to. You guys don't have to stick around for this, but I'm going to read the curators, or you can, whatever. Thank you guys, Memento Mori, for watching the Bad Art Show. Where can they find you guys? Do you want to plug your stuff?
Just Shawn Gardini on social media. I'm
Yeah.
not really. We have a show at the Creek in the Cave called Optimum Noctis every first Tuesday of the month.
Next
Please
was
come to that.
July 1st, I think.
July 1st, I think. And there's always big celebs.
Yeah. It's
Dave
a hoot.
Chappelle's coming to the next one.
Blue CK too. They're coming together
Yeah.
doing a double headliner show.
Double headliner at the
You heard
Optimum
that.
Noctis.
The best show in Austin. Let's thank our curators. Absent Stars, thank you. Davey Jackson, Dead Red Zed, Henry Schlonlaki, Jareth, Josh Parsons, thank you. Justin Mahler, Nico Lay, Philip Butler, Robert Barnes, Scott Jensen, Scotty Kimball, Sterling Holland. Wow, there's more of these than there used to be. Tim
Hell yeah.
Jones. Thank you guys so much.
Dick Butler.
You're the reason we get to do this and I get to do all this research. So thank you.
Sayonara.